I want to talk to you about what I love and what I hate about the medications I take for bipolar disorder. What's up, everyone? My name is Tyler Adolfo. Thank you so much for joining me on this video. I wanted to make this topic for quite some time, a video about this topic for quite some time. And the reason for that is I think we could create an interesting dialogue and share some pretty unique experiences on this matter because it's something a great deal of people relate to. We all encounter things in life that have positives and negatives to them, and what we have to do is evaluate whether or not those positives outweigh the negatives. In this case, when it comes to medication, I've had a very strong positive, but I have had my negatives. But the strong positive has disproportionately outweighed any of the negatives that are associated with the medications I take. So I'll start off with what I find very positive, and that is my medications for bipolar disorder quite literally saved my life. I had a 6 month long manic episode with psychosis. I totally lost my mind. I had zero control over my central command center, and I was terrified of the various delusions and hallucinations I was having. Medications pulled me out of that state of mind and gradually restored my sanity. It is true that once this happened, once I retained my sanity, I became immensely depressed. I became immensely depressed because I was starting to recognize all that had just transpired during that 6 month episode, and fear, guilt, and shame began to accumulate inside me. And yet, it was medications that once again helped pull me out of that state of despair. So it pulled me out of mania and saved my life. It pulled me out of rock bottom despair where I was feeling suicidal ideation, and again, saved my life. It helped diminish the feelings of anxiety that I felt, made me feel more motivated, gave me energy, gave me a passion back to care about life, to appreciate the beauty that is life. And I know some might feel uncomfortable about me assigning such power to medications that I've been on, but in my experience, it's the truth. And I understand that experiences will vary. Just because medications that I took worked for me, it doesn't mean those same medications are going to work for everybody. By no means is that the case. But I'm grateful for that. Diminished my anxiety, reduced my depression, gave me my energy and motivation back, and allowed me to reclaim a passion in my life that then in turn enabled me to start pursuing the things that I had long aspired to. I'm talking about returning to school now. I'm talking about taking on this new position as a manager in a retail setting and having to exercise leadership. These are all new, surreal experiences that are going to help contribute to my long-term goals, and I wouldn't be able to take part in these experiences without my medications because of the positive roles that they play. Not all has been positive about the medications I take. Now I'm going to tell you about what I hate about my medications. The big thing is, every single one of the medications I am on, all four of them, have light to moderate weight gain listed as a prominent side effect. And that really can't be understated because on medications for bipolar disorder, I've gone from March 2022 weighing 180 pounds to weighing 354 pounds by December of 2023. Now I've gotten that weight down to about 310 since then, but I'm still struggling to get that weight off, and it's going to take a long time and a great deal of diligence and commitment in order to get that excess weight off. And without a shadow of a doubt, I got that big because of the medications. I wasn't overeating like I was off the medications. No, I was overeating on the medications. And I wasn't eating at that rate before I went on the medications. So before my weight had stabilized, I was 180 pounds at the beginning of my manic episode. I was 180 pounds at the end of my manic episode. For some people, it manifests differently. For some people, when they're manic, they can't stop touching food. In my case, for some reason, my eating habits remain largely the same, and I actually did lots of walking and exercise because I had so much pent up energy that I needed to release. And I would register as many as 20 miles a day on my phone, more often than not. So the weight gain has definitely been a major negative. I hate it. I do not like being this big. It's not comfortable. It's not healthy. And at such high risk for deadly preventable diseases. And it's really a shame. And that's why I'm working hard to try and get this weight off. I've already lost around 44 pounds, and I got plenty of time to get the rest off. 2025 is a new year. I'm just going to finish this year strong and see where we could go next year. Weight gain isn't the only negative, though. And one other thing I want to talk about is my impaired focus and reduced capacity for memory, particularly short-term memory. So I find it a lot more difficult to maintain my focus on one thing for an extended period of time. For instance, I used to be passionate about playing video games, and I can't play more than an hour without becoming distracted and needing to focus on something else. I feel like reading all of a sudden. Or, I want to lay down and take a nap all of a sudden. And I want to watch an eclectic range of content on YouTube all of a sudden. I want to go visit my neighbor all of a sudden. I want to have a phone call with my family member all of a sudden. And it just goes on and on and on. And it's this never-ending loop train of me diverting my attention to something else. And so I've had an impaired focus since being on these medications. And, what else could I possibly attribute it to? Because I'm not feeling major depression or severe depression at the moment. I'm not feeling anxious at the moment. So what accounts for this? Well, a lot of these medications for bipolar can also have the side effect of reducing your ability to focus. So it's definitely happened with me. I know it for a fact. Loss of memory with strong emphasis on the short term. You know how when you have something you're going to say and then just seconds later you forget what it is that you were about to say? And if you're lucky, a few seconds later you'll have an epiphany and remember it. But in my case, more often than not, I don't end up remembering it. And that seems to be a new trend. And I seem to be having a lot more of these moments than I did before. Because I feel like everyone has this moment at some point. The human brain's an interesting thing. And it could definitely jump from a wide range of topics pretty quickly, depending on the day, depending on the mood. It's definitely happened with me. But I just feel like it's been happening more frequently since I've been on medications. I lose my train of thought a lot more. And perhaps you could even tell that to an extent in my videos, because I do all these videos speaking from the heart, just venting, sharing my experiences, talking about the lessons I've learned from those experiences. It's all straight from the heart. It's unscripted. And you could probably tell that there's a difference, since I've, at this point in time or that point in time. Because I've been making the mental health videos for a few years now. And I've been on different cocktails of medication each time. So some might have more effect than another. Some might have had no effect at all, and you would have noticed me being perfectly cogent. So those are the negative effects. Those three are the prominent three, the holy trinity of negative effects of the medications I take. That's weight gain, impaired focus, and reduced capacity for memory, especially in the short term. So that's my love-hate relationship with medication. I am someone who ardently believes that medication is paramount when it comes to bipolar disorder, because there's so much impulsivity and unpredictability that could come with any given manic episode or depressive episode. And having mood stabilizers and antipsychotics and antidepressants all working in conjunction to give you the healthiest brain you could possibly attain is well worthwhile, in my opinion. And having some side effects is okay, because every decision we make in life has an opportunity cost. There's something that we lose as a result of doing it. And so we're always making those evaluations. I don't think medications are any different from the other evaluations we make of, if I leave work at this time, I'll have time to stop and get a coffee. Or if I leave for work at this time, then I'll get an extra 15 minutes of rest, but I won't have time to stop for won't have time to stop for coffee. So there's that opportunity cost that exists in every single decision that we make. And medications are no different in that regard. There's definitely an opportunity cost, I believe, both ways, but I feel like there's a lot more to lose if you don't take medications for bipolar disorder and mania. And I'm not speaking as a medical professional, I'm just speaking from my own experiences I've read of others, experiences I've watched of others through videos, people that I talk to in real life who have the same experience because I attend lots of support groups. And so I've been exposed to people from a wide range of backgrounds, all suffering from bipolar disorder in some way or fashion, some similarities, some differences, and so forth. So I plan on sticking to medications because they're effective for me. I know they work, and the cons are disproportionately outweighed by the overwhelming pro of keeping me alive, keeping me sane, so that I can be as productive as possible. So I've made the determination in my case that medication is the best route for me. Other people may come to a different conclusion, but that's just the route that I've determined is best for me. So thank you all for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe on this video. That way more people can see it. Let's get this information out there to as many people as possible. I'm interested in hearing about other people's experiences. If anyone feels comfortable sharing down in the comments below, I'll always read them. And I've always encouraged open and honest discussion on this channel, but also understanding and acceptance. So we should always talk about these topics with empathy as the guide, because we never truly know what it feels like to be someone else in a particular experience. We all experience things differently. And so we can do our best to follow the Atticus Finch advice of walk around in someone else's shoes, but at the end of the day, we're never going to perfectly emulate what someone feels in any given experience, because we are all so unique. So thank you, and have a marvelous day.